So hey guys, what's up? This is Ezekiel, and welcome back to the next episode of the Battle Cats Evolution series. Yeah, so in the last video, we talked about the Fortune Teller Cat, and so today, we're going to be moving on to the next cat, which is not going to be the Pogo Stick Cat, unfortunately, but rather the Witch Cat. So, I was meant to make the Pogo Stick Cat video today, but there's a particular event, which is like the Red Passions that's going on, so I figured that instead of doing that, I'd rather show the Witch Cat first. I know that I promised that I was going to do the Pogo Stick Cat, but it's just the circumstances weren't really on point for this particular day, and it's just a little bit better to do this cat right off the bat right here. So anyways, let's just get right into the video right here. So, unit info. A magical cat that would rather be a magical girl than a witch. Might slow red enemies. So I'm assuming that this is probably not a direct reference, but it reminds me a little bit of like Sailor Moon, just because, they have all the magical girls and stuff, and they, have powers and do things. I don't actually remember, haven't seen Sailor Moon in a really long time. I'm sure like the plot's a lot more, detailed than how I put it, but anyways, this cat is pretty basic. It's just one of them anti-red cats that's able to slow single targeted units. So a bit of a bummer that this cat only hits single units, but it does have the slow effect, and, usually in a lot of cases that require some sort of support cat, especially against red enemies and the enemies, flipping the words right there, but against red enemies, it's always good to have, like, a cat that's able to slow them down, and this cat can more or less do the job, but unfortunately, I wouldn't say that this cat's really great at it, because, it has not the greatest stats, its range isn't really that good either, so it dies pretty quickly to a lot of red enemies that are able to attack at a slightly farther range, so it's just like, is what I would say if I were to, like, describe this cat to, or to, like, tell someone about it in its most basic form. But, it does get a little bit better as the evolutions continue, so let's not, just say that it's a bad cat right off the bat. So anyways, we got the Sorceress Cat right off the, as the next evolution. So, obtained magic skills from online courses. Really popular at parties, but doesn't get paid. Might slow red enemies. Now, you see, that's pretty cool. Like, getting magical skills from online courses. I feel like that, if that was actually a thing, you can imagine, like, all of the, magic users all over the world that's able to, like, cast spells and, do hopefully good things for society and not be super trolls or do very bad things that would inhibit, societal growth and all that fun stuff. Also, it sucks when you do something for a party and then, you don't get paid, so that's just, like, another sad thing. But anyways, abilities more or less stay the same. Stats, like, kind of increase from, like, the first form, but not really, so, as I said, this cat's not really meant to have, like, beastly stats in order to, like, tank hits or do a lot of damage to enemy units. It's more or less just, like, a really, decent, support cat, at least these two forms, in that respect, so if you don't have the true form for this cat, which I'm going to get to in just a moment, then really this cat's, like, not that great to use in terms of, like, a slowing down sort of anti-red sort of cat. There are better choices, as I'll explain a lot later in the video, but just to give you a heads up in case you got this cat right here. But if you have the chance to upgrade him to his true form, which requires 3 green seeds, 2 purple and blue seeds, 1 yellow seed, and 2 red fruits, along with 200,000 experience points, then you can get the all-powerful Enchantress Cat. That's right, I actually listed this time the materials that you need to upgrade the second form to the true form. I probably should have done that for, like, the past 38 videos, but it never really crossed my mind until this point right here. Well, maybe that's not true. No, some cats you have to earn the true form by doing particular stages, so this doesn't apply to every single cat, but to some cats, or to most cats, I'd say it does. But anyways, the Enchantress Cat used her clairvoyant powers to scry the best way to make it big on TV. Her star power might slow red enemy movement. So, you have a bit of a con artist right here, or, someone who's a little bit more sneaky in terms of using powers for, I guess, in a good way, but in a in a more of a not morally good way, because this person's just like, oh, I have powers, I'm gonna get to the top of the TV rankings just because I'm able to do so. So, you know, call it what you may, but I feel like it's a little bit sketchy. But anyways, the abilities more or less stay the same. I know it sucks that this cat doesn't, you know, magically get area attack damage from, you know, as a boost from its first two forms. But hey, I guess if they did that, then maybe they'd make this cat like way too good. But even so, it does get a bit of a boost in terms of its stats and its attack range from its first two variant forms, which is pretty helpful and nice, but I'm not sure if it's enough to actually make this cat like viable in a lot of scenarios. I think it's like alright, especially in its true form, but you know, we'll just have to see that. But anyways, enough about the unit info, let's actually get to the good stuff right here. So, for this team composition, we're going to be focusing it on the slow effect. As you see from the top row, we got the, you know, the white rabbit, the adult cat, the jump rope cat, Vars, and the chef-looking dude, or the... not the swordsman cat. I forget what his first name is. I even like I made a video for this guy. I don't even remember. The samurai cat, right? So we got all those guys to more or less give the slow effect, and then we have the obviously the witch cat and the island cat for the, you know, main attackers, and then a bunch of the wall cats, including the little wall, because, you know, he doesn't get enough love in any of the videos, I don't think, in many scenarios, unless there's a particular YouTuber that's trying to maybe showcase the little Tang cat. Maybe that's that. I'm just saying, someone could do that. I don't know who. But anyways, we're going to be going with this particular team. But before we even get to the battle, we have to go through the aesthetical looks. Like, this is tradition right here. We've been doing this for the past few videos, and we got to keep doing it because, you know, that's consistency. That's what makes videos great. It's when you're consistent, or, you know, you're more or less consistent, because sometimes you can't do exactly what you did in the previous video. But that's the whole point of YouTube, I suppose. You're always trying to make new content that's kind of similar to your style, but not exactly the same thing as you did way before. So the witch cat right here is pretty basic, nothing too crazy. I mean, you have like the little wand that you probably get on Halloween, floaty looking hat sort of thing that does fly majestically, or kind of waves majestically in the wind as you're, you know, as it's moving forward, and it's riding a tiny little broomstick that's, you know, pretty basic, nothing super crazy there. And he is floating from the, or she is floating off the ground just a little bit, which gives off that sort of witchy effect. And I guess for one last thing, it has its legs sort of crossed in a bit of a sassy sort of way just on the side right there. Like, I actually never realized that those were supposed to be her legs until I really looked at it. I was just like, huh, that's actually looking, I think that those are her legs right there, yeah. So it's actually pretty neat how they sort of added that thing for, you know, the aesthetic looks. But anyways, pretty basic stuff for the witch cat, so nothing too fancy or flary that's going to make you say wow, but it does get a little bit better over the next few evolutions. So the next one right here is the Sorcerer Cat, or the Sorceress Cat? I'm gonna say Sorcerer Cat. I'm sure I'm wrong on that, but you know, can't remember these. Like, there's so many cats in this game, like with so many names, it's like sometimes it's a little bit hard to, you know, remember them right off the bat. But anyways, when you send this guy out, this girl out, it's a little bit not really sure what to say here. You got the crow right there, which is pretty nice, but then again, it's sort of animal abuse because you're going straight into battle and you're bringing the crow with you, and the crow's just like, man, why didn't you just leave me at home? Why do I have to be in the face of all these, like, faces, literally faces, buns, like, monsters in general that are trying to kill us? Like, man, I could be chilling, watching some, like, other YouTube videos, but nope, here I am, bringing me to battle, but you have the cat ears, so aside from the strange crow cage right there, you got the cat ears that are protruding off of the hat right there, which is pretty fancy. I mean, I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of the general, you know, cat ears and whatnot that you sometimes see in anime if, you know, you're watching animes that actually have cat anime people. And then the hat, though, the hat's really strange. It's like, it's a lot longer and taller. It has all these eyes on it, which is sort of giving me these like Illuminati feels, but at the same time, it kind of looks cool. It's like maybe you're trying to purposely scare the enemy by being like, I'm part of the Illuminati, so if you try to kill me, then you'll just die a really horrible death, or something like that. But anyways, it's pretty much all I could say for that. One last thing, I suppose, the broom does look a little bit cleaner, a little bit bigger than it did in the first variant form, so that is something to appreciate. I do like bigger brooms. It makes it a lot easier to dust the place and whatnot. But the final form is what's really kind of stands out about this particular cat right here. So As you will see, if I go to the dojo right here, probably could be cutting this out, but I feel like cutting out the video, it kind of takes away from the style that I've built upon, you know, from past videos and stuff. But anyways, this is the Enchantress Cat right here. So you got like a really big sort of aesthetical change right here from the second form, especially to the final form right here. So you got the butterflies. It's like a bunch of what's Link's like little fairy pixie sort of name right there? I can't really remember off the top of my head, but it kind of reminds me of that. So from like the Legend of Zelda series, and then you definitely got like a more what's the word? Like a fashionable look for this particular witch right here. So the broom is a lot more cleaner. Sort of looks like the head of the artist cat actually, which is kind of funny. And then the hat's sort of, it kind of has a mix of like festiveness, but also maidiness, if that makes sense. Not trying to make fun of maids or anything, it just kind of reminds me of that. And then that hair, though, that hair is looking nice and fancy, like, wow. Definitely looks like something, you know, you'd see from, I don't know, some weird, like, TV reality show where there's, like, a fancy lady, like, cooking or something like that. And then the ears do change a little bit. It's a little bit subtle, but it's like a bit of a change right there. So when she attacks, you can see both ears, but when she's moving, one ear's sort of flattened down and then the other ear's sticking up, which is pretty fancy. And then got a nice looking lantern right there at the very end of her stick, so you know, gets it's nice to light the way. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say for the Enchantress Cat. So you know, definitely looks a lot fancier than the first two forms, that's for sure. But that's pretty much it all for the aesthetical looks. So let's actually move on to using her in battle, just to make sure, because I don't want to make this mistake. Alright, good. We actually have the Enchantress Cat and not like the Witch Cat or anything. That's going to throw off the results right here. So we're going to be going to the Growing Red stage and doing the Red Passions Insane mode right here. Insane mode, no, Insane stage. Mode is like a different sort of thing. It's like if you're doing 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, but in this case we're just doing the stage right here, so we're gonna call it the stage. So anyways, you can see all the slow effects happen right here. But I'm sure you've already seen that during the dojo, so I'm not really sure why I'm reiterating that. But in case you were wondering, we got the 3 slow effects right here. And now we're just going to basically wait for these guys to go a little bit forward right here, because I don't want to just send out the witch cats and be like, ah, go get them, because again, they don't really do so much damage. So it's better to just kind of lure them over here. And I suppose we can sort of build the worker cat levels as we're doing this, so it could be pretty cool. So I'm going to start sending out these guys just to sort of hold them off for a few seconds, just so I can sort of think of my strategy right here. Probably want to start. I'm gonna start spamming these guys first. So I don't want to start sending out some island cats because I want to kill them right away. I'm gonna try to build a stack right here. But already you can see that the slow effect is going down. In case you're wondering, the slow effect doesn't just slow movement speed for the enemy units; it also slightly lowers their attack speed too. So you know, a lot of people have that misconception that's just like, oh, you're just slowing down the enemy, like in terms of moving close to your base. It doesn't actually do anything else, but it does do other things too. So it is something to think about if you're, I guess, you know, thinking of using a slow team or something like that. But anyways, I'm thinking that this is probably suffice. I forget if it's 20% or 30% of the slow chance. Like, it actually isn't that significant, like, you know, because there's other cats that, like the, well, the white rabbit that has the 100% slow chance versus the 20, but you can't spam the white rabbit, can you? And her attack speed isn't as fast as these guys, so I think this should be fine. I'll start sending out the island cats to do some actual damage, so hopefully this will be good right here. And I'll probably send out just 2 spam cats at a time now, because I don't want to send out too many cats to a point where they're all just gonna die once or it's gonna give me that message where it's just like, oh, your cats are too full, you can't actually do anything else right now. So just want to be careful for that. But you can see right here that we are pushing very slowly, not like crazy fast, because, like, you know, it's not like we have like an army of like island cats or anything like that. We only have a few, but really the focus is just on that slow effect though. So if we're able to do this right, I'm actually not too sure if we can. I'm a little bit nervous that that board's going to basically kill everything. But if I can just, yeah, okay, so if we can just get the board to slow down the first time right there, and then the island cats can do some damage, hopefully it's not going to be too bad. We are getting the message right here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, you can see that in this scenario, the Enchantress Cat is quite good against the boar, so it's able to slow it down from getting any closer, and then the Island Cat's able to do the damage to actually knock it back right there. And look at that, it's already dead. Wow. This was a lot easier than I thought. I was actually not too sure if we were going to be able to do this, but I guess it turned out fine at the end. Unless I purposely let this boar go through to see if it's actually going to do anything. But nope, the Witch Cats are still holding him back. It might actually die right there because it already got knocked back once. But, wow. I'm a little bit surprised there, honestly. And we got the red Catfruit seed. Woof, not too bad. I mean, it's not do much because, you know, you kind of have a lot of the true forms already. But some materials are always pretty nice. But yeah, like I'm surprised because like I don't know, like I never really used the Witch Cat too much because I always thought that it wasn't like the greatest. But after seeing it perform in that scenario, I guess my views on it kind of changed. Like it's not terrible. It's like obviously there's other cats that are better for the job, but it's alright. It's alright. So my final thoughts then for this cat right here. I think that it's actually not bad, but I still think that there are, you know, you can definitely use other cats that could just do better at it. So like the eye cat, the can cat, even the white rabbit if you happen to have her uber form and stuff. But you know what, I'm going to recommend that cat. So if you're definitely looking for like a starting sort of anti-red cat that can, you know, slow down the enemy or be like a good support cat, then definitely look towards the Enchantress Cat. But once you have other cats that like the eye cat and the, you know, other cats that I mentioned, then you could probably switch over to them just because I believe that they could probably do a little bit better. But, you know, Enchantress Cat's definitely good for a start. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to show in this video. So if you enjoyed the video, then hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Battle Cats videos in the future. If you have any suggestions for cats that you would potentially like to see on the channel, then just feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I will read it over, and you know, just, you know, you can expect to see it in a future episode sometime in the future. But before we end things off, I just wanted to sort of have like this moment to talk about this because I realized that I didn't get a chance to mention this in the video, but in one of the really old videos, like I think it was maybe during episodes, let's say between 30 and 35, like right before I went into the full January break because I was doing school and stuff, and then went back into it just recently. There was someone that mentioned that the channel banner or the channel art, whatever you want to call it, was kind of unfitting, or it seemed a little bit strange because like I had all these games like featured on the banner, and then I only really did Battle Cats videos at that time and then still currently, so they were just like, maybe you should update the channel art so it kind of matches your I guess gaming channel a bit better or a bit more accurately. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So I went ahead and changed up a little bit. It's nothing too fancy, just kind of you know, has a sneaks title followed by a quote of mine that I definitely like to use a lot in life. So, well, you can read it yourself. I'm not going to say it right here, just in case you don't want to be spoiled. And then I added a few extra details here and there just to make it a little bit fancy. So, you know, you can definitely check out the channel art the next time you go on your phone or go on the PC, and you can see that. And I think it looks pretty neat, I'd say. It's an interesting theme. I also updated like the channel links and stuff. Like I know it's not really the craziest thing because like basically no one even uses them, but in case you're wondering, I added a link to my Instagram, so if you'd like to see what's going on in my life, because I actually do post a lot of pictures and like mini clips and stuff from Snapchat to Instagram, so you know, if you're just curious what I'm up to, then you can definitely check that out, and just follow me up there so you can see what I'm up to. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Woo!